Hello guys and welcome to this Blender shading video. This is a follow-up to my free course to make a 2D face in Blender. And this is a question that I was asked a lot, how to make 2D pointy teeth. So in our course we made like flat teeth, but I was asked a lot about pointy teeth, and we will see today how to make them procedurally. I won't go through the process from scratch. For that, you will have to watch the initial texturing of the mouth from the course. And you don't have to create teeth procedurally. You can also use an image texture and use any shape of teeth you want. And I explain how to do that also in the course. So I will leave the parts of the course that explain how to make the teeth and how to add image textures in the description. And now I will explain how to make the teeth pointy. So we have two types of teeth here. We have a simple zigzag and we have a fancy zigzag. The fancy one is the one that you see here, with teeth that have different shapes from each other. And the simple zigzag is just a simple zigzag like this. So we start with this one. And here you see the nodes for the tongue, which we already covered. And then the top teeth are here, and then the bottom teeth. So with the top teeth, we start with a texture coordinate node. We need the object plug here, and we choose our empty here. So as you know, we have an empty that controls the teeth, that is parented to a bone, and moving the bone will move the empty and also moves the teeth. So back to our mouth. And then next we have a wave texture node. We plug the object to the vector and we will use these settings here. And here we choose triangle. If you change to sine, you get this shape here. If you change to saw, you get a saw shaped here. I don't know, maybe you want saw teeth or sine teeth. It's up to you. Here we will use triangle. Then we have scale. Scale will change the size of the teeth horizontally. And if you see that it's moving very fast, you will use shift to control it like this. Then we have distortion. You can distort the teeth if you want. The next three fields here are for how the distortion goes. Detail, scale. So let's turn the distortion to 0 again. And then you have phase offset. So the offset works like this by moving the teeth horizontally. And we need the offset. Let's do right click to cancel. We need the offset because our empties are not in the center of the mouth. If they were at the center of the mouth, your controller, your controlling object, you would just keep offset at 0. Okay. Next is map range. We have float, we have linear, and then here we just kept the default. And sometimes the controller object is not at the center of your zigzag line like this, but here it is in the center. So if you see that it's not in the center, you will mess with the minimum and maximum. Sometimes what helps to bring it to the center is to change the minimum to minus 0.5 and the maximum to 0.5. But of course, it depends on what you want. Maybe you want your object to be on the edge of the teeth, on this edge or on this edge. So you mess with these values to fix that. Here we will just turn this to the default 0 and 1. Then to the next node, it's the mapping node. Usually we put the mapping node before the waves texture, but here if you do that, you don't get your zigzag. So this is where it should be. I took this setup and adapted it from a shading tutorial that I will link in the description. I don't know why it works like this. Maybe someone can explain it, but it works. So you put it here, you plug the result from the map range to the location, and you plug the object from here to the vector here. If you want to create these dots here, you will have to do shift, right click and drag like this. I don't know if I can. X doesn't work. Control Z, maybe right click, dissolve. Yes, you can dissolve it. Right click, dissolve. Again, shift, right click, drag. You create this reroute dot, it's called. Then you right click to dissolve, or you do Control X. So Control X. Nice. Also, you can, like, from this dot get a line that goes like this. Right click to get rid of it. And to move it, you need to select it and do G to move it like this. So the mapping node, and we have the scale that I plugged to Combine XYZ, and then I plugged the Z to a value. I did this to control the scale of both top and bottom at the same time. So if I change the value here, you see that the tallness of the teeth changes for both. So this is a trick that you can do. But I don't know, sometimes you don't want them to be the same. So if you move this from here, you can control them individually. So you have like these are longer and these are shorter, and you get between the teeth, you get like the illusion of a black stroke. Sometimes it's thicker and sometimes it's thinner. So you may want this effect, and if you want them to be the same, you can do this trick, and you can do that with other stuff here. And for others, you don't need this Combine XYZ. You just get a value node like this, and you plug, for example, the scale from here and here, and you can control them both together. So from the mapping nodes, you go to the separate XYZ, then you go to your color ramp, which we already covered. The XYZ is plugged from the Z to the factor, and we choose Z because our mouth is vertical. If you have a plane that is horizontal, you will have to use Y instead of Z. Okay, so this is it for the simple setup. And then what you do, once you finish the top teeth, you select everything like this, box and everything, and then you do Shift D, you duplicate it to make the bottom teeth, and then you just change here. You either flip them, yeah, it's better to flip them, and then once you flip them like this, you go to the one in the middle here and you change the value to 0.4. You see, if you select this one is 0, select this one is 0.4, so you flip them like this. Then with this selected, you type here 0.4 or just 0.4, enter. And this is it. We finished our explanation of the simple pointy teeth, and then we go to the fancy one. The Fancy Zigzag is of course more complex, and it's composed of a lot of math nodes. I'll just go through them and show you which are the values that you need to adjust. To make this, I got some help online. I will give you the link in the description if you want to learn more. So after the texture coordinate, we have separate XYZ. From the X, it goes to a math node on multiply, add, with these two values. The first value will do this. See that we get some teeth on the edge that are longer. So to adjust that, you adjust this one here, and it is an offset. So you will need to change this again if your empty or the controlling object is not in the middle. If it's in the middle, it should be 0. But here you need to adjust it to make the opposing teeth equal. Then after the multiply add, we have another math node on absolute, and it has no fields to change. After that, we have another math node on power, and here we have this value here that we can change. See, the more the teeth are to the edge, the longer we'll get if we increase this value. And this is one of the values that you may want to plug to a value node, and then you can change them both for both top and bottom teeth. But you see, if they are not the same, you get this nice effect where there is an illusion of a stroke that goes thinner and thicker, and it gives us this nice effect. After the math node on power, we go to a math node on add. And if you change this, you get an effect similar to what you get if you change the Z scale on the mapping node. And finally, another math node on multiply, and it is connected both to this node and to the map range here. Then we have our mapping nodes, the separate XYZ on Z, just like we saw previously, and then the color ramp. And in the bottom, we have the wave texture. It's plugged to this map range, and here you see we changed to minus 0.5 to 0.5 because that's what makes the empty or the controlling object go in the middle of the zigzag. And this is it. It goes to this other math node, this value to the value, and this one to the value, and then to the mapping node. And that's it, guys. And if you want to just take my materials, you can buy this file for a small fee from my Gumroad. I would really appreciate it, because then you will be supporting all the free content I'm making on this channel. So if you decide to buy that file, you can then append the materials to your file by going to append on your file and then choose a blend file and go under material and then you choose the material. So thanks guys for watching. See you in another video, and as always, peace my friends.